Alright, this is PBIV Rinzler, and I made a new account named PBIV Boiled Goose to discuss and firsthand get some experience in regards to this whole update they did. They've literally been telling people, don't talk about how we lowered the rewards, because we lowered them, we admit it, but we don't want you guys discussing it, because then you all start getting ideas. You know, like in frickin' Nazi Germany here. Anyway, and so I've been doing some math and figuring out ways to get certain weapons. So here we go. To get the weakest assault rifle, sniper rifle, and machine gun, those being the Kalashnikov, AKM, SVD, and RPK. They may not be the weakest, but they're the ones that you don't see used very often. Would take 58 days to get them permanent. Now that is a tidbit ridiculous. I'm just saying. Now, to get secondary weapons would take 60 days, which you know is roughly 2 months. And again, that's for the weakest of those too. That's what, the RAX-5, Saiga, and RPG-7. Don't even get me started on what it'd take to get the Deagle permanent. So there's that, you know, that it would take an ungodly amount of time to get a weapon permanent. But it seems to me that they're trying to push us more to getting guns for 30-day rentals. To get a 30-day rental of the Kalashnikov AKM that I mentioned before would take 24 days, and to get the other two, the SVD and the, what's the other one? The RPK would take just 20 days. I mean, granted, that's not great, but it's possible. And let's see. But now the thing is that some people are going, well, why is that such a big deal? Well, the thing is that a lot of times you want to get attachments for your guns and shit. You know, that thing that they spent forever hyping up. But yeah, there's that. The only thing is that if you're focusing on these 30-day rentals, you're getting a 30-day rental, and then you can, you know, maybe buy some one-day upgrades for your gun. Oh boy! And so now you're just going to be losing out to people that had their guns permanently previous and can focus on buying the upgrades. And I don't know, I just don't think that's going to be a good business policy. And I really don't appreciate everybody on the forums going, okay, why did we have to reduce the gold cash amount when you guys already reduced it once? And the War Inc. devs just going, yep, we reduced it. We don't want to talk about it. We're not going to discuss it. We don't want to hear a damn thing you guys have to say about it. So shut up. You say anything else about it, we're banning you. Oh, well, okay. If you're going to, you know, kick me in the nuts if I talk about it, I guess I won't talk about it. Now, if there's anybody that wants to try the game, who wants an honest review about it, the game isn't bad under any circumstances. It definitely has its entertaining moments. The big problem is that a lot of the people are just way too good at it. It isn't a problem with the game, it's just that the community is really good at what they do, and it makes it really difficult to play against them. Over time, you can kind of adapt to it, but all in all, the game isn't bad at all. The major problem is that every time something new gets added, the War Inc. devs take it and implement it one way that works fine. Granted, there's always some small glitches that could use some minor fixes. You know, nothing too big. But then they'll take it and totally twist it into something that nobody asked for under any given circumstances. Now, I guess it's another reason that this whole situation with Gold Cash has kind of been bugging me. They have been normally when something changes and there's an uproar like this, they're either quick to remind us, oh, well, because certain things like this have happened before, you know, where people, they removed this thing that used to give us gold cash. Before it was that level up rewards gave a whole bunch of gold cash, and then they made it so it doesn't do that as often. And everybody went, well, great, how are we going to get gold cash now? We don't want to buy it. And so the War Inc. devs were just immediately, well, we're going to be adding a bunch of ways to get gold cash. And you know, it turned out that they did, which is great and all. And then they added in this, and they reduced it, and it didn't cause much of a fuss. But I mean, there were still people upset, and they're like, well, we're going to implement more ways to get gold cash. And they did. But this comes along, and everybody's like, okay, why'd you have to reduce it so low? I mean, it's not just low, it is ridiculously low. And the War Inc. devs just go, we want to talk about it. Oh, well, okay, this doesn't seem particularly conducive to the consumer producer environment, but you know, whatever. So, I mean, if you're watching this and you're thinking of playing the game for the first time and you're not sure, don't just weigh your options. It's a fun game. The people are really good at it, and that can sometimes lead to you getting killed repeatedly, whether you want to or not. But you will get better, and there are moments where you will just have amazing teamwork, and it feels great. But on the other hand, the game is fully released now, and like, I remember thinking that in the official release there'd be some major changes. There is no major changes under any given circumstances. There's less than a third of a skill tree, and that's about it. Otherwise, there is no major changes at all. And I mean, they'll say things like, we hope to have the clan system done in a couple months. The clan system hasn't been out, and they've been saying it's going to be out for the last, you know, as long as I've been playing. But I mean, there's other things too. They said that a lot of the guns that could not have attachments and haven't yet been added into first-person mode were going to be added by the end of the month. It's the end of the month, and I still can't use my Uzi. What an amazing president. And so, I mean, you have to deal with things like the War Inc. devs honestly not knowing how long it's going to take to complete some of their projects. But you also have to deal with the fact that when they update anything, you can almost guarantee that somebody's going to find something wrong with it, and they're going to take it and make it completely unfun for everybody. It's like at times they just take the game and go, you know that part you liked? We're just going to take that and make it so that it's no longer fun for you or anybody, and you're going to have to deal with it. Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's just the situation for War Inc., as truthfully as I can give it to you. So, if you're thinking of playing it, I would recommend giving it a try. But, I mean, if you get upset when people change important things, you are going to hate this game with a passion. So, just weigh that in mind, and hopefully they'll fix something here soon. Talk to you later. Man, I just could not give less of a fuck this game. Yeah, alright.